shadow. So disappointing to see this so empty though. All the horror movie DVD section, that's kind of disappointing. Definitely Ghost Hunter. Yeah, there's a ton of them.
6 wads of
How's everyone doing? I recently went to Blockbuster. I got a few movies, so let's check them out. And as always, if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them as well. And let me know if you have any Blockbusters in your area still. So I got some good Blu-rays right here and 1 DVD, and all of these were $1 a piece. $1. Blockbuster, again, all the ones around here are closing down. I think they're closing down everywhere, and it's, I don't know, it brings a tear to my eye because there's not going to be any more home video stores left. There's nothing left after this. I don't have any other ones in this area except for Blockbuster, and they're all closing down. I think there's only going to be like 2 left in the whole state of New Jersey. So once this one closes, and that's just gets me right in the heart. I grew up in the VHS era. Going to video stores were a huge part of my life growing up. I loved movies, and I would always go to the video store after school or sometimes at night with my family and things like that. And I'd go with friends too. We'd sneak in the back room, and great memories. I just remember seeing all the horror artwork as well. The kids these days are really going to miss out on that. Now all they have is Netflix and Redbox and things like that. It's just not the same. You don't get that physical interaction. It's like socializing. And you know, you don't get to say, you know, give me some recommendations. Have you seen this movie? Did you think it was good? Kind of stuff like that. But anyways, let's get on to the pickups here and show you what I got. And I have 6 pickups. Here's the stack right here. And first up is House of Wax, directed by Jammu Khalid Sarah, who also directed Orphan, which I think is a super underrated movie. I love the heck out of Orphan. You could classify it as a creepy, evil kid, killer kid kind of movie. There is a twist to it, which I totally saw that twist coming, but it didn't make me appreciate the film any less because I thought the film was amazing. Great cinematography, score, just really great tension to it, and very underrated. Definitely check out Orphan if you haven't. But now let's get to House of Wax. I feel like this one's very underrated as well. I think it gets a bad rap. It's a very fun remake. A remake of a remake. It was the remake of the Vincent Price House of Wax, which was a remake of the older 30s Mystery of the Wax Museum. And I thought this one was just a lot of fun. Of course, you get to see Paris Hilton being killed, which I think a lot of people enjoyed that scene just because they think Paris Hilton's annoying. Besides Paris Hilton, it has Alicia Cuthbert, Chad Michael Murray, a bunch of other recognizable faces in here as well. And there you go, there's the back right there. It's basically about a group of college kids who go on a trip. They're going to, I think, a football game, and their car breaks down this small little town, and it's a creepy little town, and there's a wax museum, and people are trying to kill them, and they have to fight to survive. Very typical story. It was just a really enjoyable horror film, horror remake. I'm not saying it's one of the best ones ever, but it's definitely better than a lot of ones. I definitely enjoyed it better than My Bloody Valentine remake. Great kills, good gore, some creepy parts to it, some good tension. And this film has a lot of fresh-faced actors who are in a lot of popular TV shows like 24, Supernatural, One Tree Hill, and things like that. So you'll recognize a lot of the faces if you've watched those kinds of shows, which I think part of the reason people didn't like this movie were because of those people, those actors who were in shows that they didn't like and kind of promoted a certain kind of image, if you will, which I think is unfair. You can't base, you know, this movie on those actors and what they've done in their past. They're actors. They play parts. Come on now. Well, I don't know why people keep complaining about this movie. Have fun with this one. This is a popcorn horror film. This is one of those ones you can just sit back with your friends, have a beer, and just enjoy. Next up is The Haunting in Connecticut with Virginia Madsen and that guy who always wears like the guy liner, and he's in a ton of these kind of modern horror movies. Kyle Gallner. He's been in just a ton of movies recently. And basically the family moves because the one kid has like a health condition and it would be better to live in this nice house, right in like, I guess, an open area. And they find out this old house used to be, I think it was a funeral home that they converted into it, and they used to do, I guess, kind of like paranormal activity kind of stuff there, and all kinds of creepiness starts happening. You see a couple, you know, things out of the corner of your eye, and I think there's something you see off the TV screen as well. It's really creepy imagery throughout this movie. I did enjoy this movie, but the ending kind of killed it for me. It was one of those kind of, you know, Hollywood happy kind of endings, and just kind of very manipulative, and I just didn't really like the way it played out. I was a little too happy. They would have gone with a, I don't know, less formulaic, predictable ending. I would have appreciated it more. They didn't take enough risks. It was had some really good tension and some good lead up to it. I was just kind of let down by the ending, but overall, still a pretty decent film. I haven't seen the sequel to this one yet. Haven't really heard much about the sequel. If you've seen the sequel, let me know what you thought about it. And next up is Away We Go, and this film just blew me the heck away. Absolutely love this movie, and this film is directed by Sam Mendes, who directed a few of my all-time favorite films, Road to Perdition and American Beauty. He also directed Skyfall, and I think he's working on a couple new Bond films, I've heard. But this movie is just a really great adult drama, great romantic comedy as well. It's basically about Maya Rudolph and John Krasinski right there, and they're expecting a baby, and they go around the country, and I think they go to Canada as well, and they talk to friends and family, and they're trying to get an idea of what family life will be like having kids, and trying to find a place to raise their family, find a new home and things like that. And it's just, each person that they visit, they learn a little bit more about themselves, their friends, their family, all kinds of different things like that. It was a very touching movie, very emotionally moving. The ending, literally, I was trying to fight back tears. It was just like, oh man, it just really got to me. I don't know, it was really emotionally honest, I felt, and especially with some of the drama that the families deal with, and the couples especially. I really enjoy this one, and I highly recommend it if you like adult dramas, adult romantic comedy movies that are just emotionally honest. And next up is Drive Angry, and this was just a lot of fun. I saw this one night at when I was staying at a hotel, and I just really enjoyed it. It was kind of had that grindhouse feel to it. Basically, Nicolas Cage is after this satanic cult who murdered his daughter, and the daughter had a baby, and they kidnapped the baby, and after 3 days at midnight, they're going to sacrifice the baby and all kinds of craziness. So he's pursuing them, and Nicolas Cage is being followed by this guy named the Accountant. And I thought overall it's just lots of action, lots of car chases, shootouts and things like that. And Amber Heard, oh my gosh, is she gorgeous, breathtakingly gorgeous, super hot. Oh, oof. Want to touch the hiney. Loved it. It says on the back, it's so jaw-droppingly excessive that even Quentin Tarantino might send flowers. Roger Ebert, may he rest in peace. That is a great quote. Love that quote. And this is directed by Patrick Lussier, who also did the My Bloody Valentine remake. He did a couple other sequels as well, the Dracula sequels, and he's working on Halloween 3, which was just recently announced. I don't know if it's going to be in the same kind of line as the first two Rob Zombie Halloween movies that recently came out. I'm not sure if it's going to follow any of that or have the same kind of actors or look to it, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I know there'll probably be a lot of backlash. People always hate, remakes and sequels and things like that come out. I'm going to give this one a fair chance. I do like this actor's visual style, very visceral feel, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with that. But this one, again, was just all-out action explosions, just a great, like I said, grindhouse feel to it, pure enjoyment. This is popcorn entertainment right here, just action, just shootouts and fight scenes and sexy, hot Amber Heard. And Nicolas Cage, of course, is in here too. It's a Nicolas Cage movie, and he's got that great haircut going on right there. And of course, it's Nicolas Cage being brooding, and then there's certain spots where he's kind of like overacting, and that the facial expressions are just really kind of hilarious. He kind of adds that kind of camp appeal to this movie. Overall, it's just high octane, just tons of action, and a lot of fun, highly enjoyable. I actually wasn't expecting to like this one. I heard some mixed reviews for it. I was just like, saw the trailers. I'm like, this is just going to be, just all flash, no substance. But it's campy, cheesy, pure entertainment. That's what this movie is, pure entertainment. And next up is World's Greatest Dad. This is a blind buy. I haven't seen this one. I did hear good things about it. It looks pretty depressing, kind of dramatic, and it's directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, who everybody knows him from like the Police Academy movies and all the different things that he's done. His voice acting, very well-known comedian. If you see him or if you heard his voice, you'd recognize him. He also recently did a movie called God Bless America, which is an amazing film. Love the heck out of that film. The ending could have used a little bit of a tweak, but the rest of that movie was just fantastic, and it was just a great satire on just how society is today. From everything from reality TV show just to the common mindset of kids these days. They parody kind of everything from the Westboro Baptist Church to American Idol, and I just thought that was a really enjoyable film. If you haven't seen God Bless America, I would definitely recommend checking that one out. This one I have not seen right here. It has Robin Williams, all kinds of just quotes right here. I guess he's a high school teacher, and I think something happens with his kid. I'm not sure if his kid passes away, and in the wake of a freak accident. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure what happens here, but he was a wannabe writer, and he's getting a lot of media attention now after something tragic happens to, I believe, his son. And he's a high school teacher, and I guess there's a budding romance as well. So, seems like a depressing movie from what I've read about it, but I'm looking forward to it. I have heard good things. I do like Robin Williams when he plays dramatic roles. And yeah, Bobcat Goldthwait, I've really enjoyed his other directing movie that I've seen, so looking forward to checking that one out. And next is a DVD. All the rest of these were Blu-rays. This is the only DVD right here, and this stars Calista Flockhart. It's called Fragile. It's a ghost story. It's set in a children's hospital. It looks creepy as heck from the back of it right there. You see that? That is creepy. Can you get in there? Get in there. Look at that. Check that out. Oh, totally creepy. And I guess that's closing down, but it becomes increasingly clear there's a dangerous spirit living in the hospital. So that sounds pretty fun, and it's directed by Jammu Balaguero, who directed Wreck and Wreck 2, and Wreck 2 I actually liked more than Wreck. So if you liked Wreck, definitely check out Wreck 2. Wreck 2 surprised the heck out of me. There's kind of a twist in there, a curveball. I was like, oh, how's this going to work? I don't think this is going to work out, and it ended up blowing me away. Really love that twist. He also did a movie called Darkness, which I think was really underrated as well. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. He also did another movie called Nameless, which I hated. But those other ones kind of make up for that. He has a good history right there. And this one definitely looks very creepy. And he has a style to himself, kind of a dark, visceral, creepy imagery all throughout his movies that I've seen. And looking forward to checking this one out. Looks creepy as heck. So there you go, there's my Blu-rays and one DVD I picked up from Blockbuster. If you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them as well. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Oh, okay, when I was putting these back, I did happen to find that I already have House of Wax and The Haunting in Connecticut. I wish there was like a mobile app, so if you were out in the store or something, you just like click the barcode, click a picture of the barcode, and it can tell you you own it, you do not own it, or something like that. For people, collectors that have a lot of movies, sometimes it's hard to remember exactly which ones you have. I don't have the greatest memory, you know, so I wasn't sure if I had these before, and they were really inexpensive. I mean, for $1 a piece, why the heck not? Definitely worth the risk. But anyways, I'm ranting, getting off track right there. So I do have these movies, so if anybody wants to do a trade for these movies, definitely let me know. Leave me a comment down below. And also, I don't think a lot of people realize that you know, the Blockbuster Blu-rays come in these DVD-sized cases where you can take the interior artwork out right here, the cover artwork. You can take them right out, and you can put it in a Blu-ray replacement case, and no one will ever know that it came from Blockbuster. So there you go, brand new. Nobody will even know. You can keep that dirty little secret to yourself. And again, for the price, come on. And even for blind buys, people say, oh, well, why are you buying if you haven't seen it? Why do you go to a movie theater and see a movie you haven't seen before? Come on. Stop asking these silly questions. The price, you just can't beat taking these risks on these Blu-rays, especially for blind buys, and oh, it's awesome. I love it. Blu-rays for $1, come on. Awesome!